All right, here we go. The hard part is done. Now we just need to set everything else and forget it. And it really is that easy because you've shaved hopefully over 10% off your budget. You have put an astronomical number here and you are on your way. Okay. So, how do we do that? How do we operate with little margin of error? Well, let me tell you here. We are going to automate everything. All right. Now, let me put this here. We're going to automate everything. Here's what we're going to go over. I'm going to tell you we're going to get the right tools. We're going to switch literally everything we can to monthly, and I mean everything. Okay. We're going to do automatic deposits for cash for the personal date money, and we're even going to automate our investments. That number two on your budget after the credit card payments will be automated, leaving you literally bulletproof. Okay. Now, action step number one, getting the right tools. Before you go switch everything to an automatic payment on the same card, on a rewards card, or to a checking account, please make sure you have the right account in place. The card we use is a Capital One Adventure card because it gives us lots of rewards. We have a link to that if you want to use it. You don't have to. There's plenty of great cards out there. And essentially, we use that because we can use our points for vacation. And every time we swipe our card, we get points. Now, there's a whole episode on how to utilize credit wisely. I'm not going to go into all the boring details, but you need to be careful of how much you spend on that card. Even if you have, like, let's say a $10,000 to $20,000 limit, you should not max that out every month. I'll let you listen to the episode to figure out why. Okay. And then also the prepaid card or a separate checking account card for your personal money. Okay. Now, second thing is notifications. Having the right notifications helps you stay accountable. And what I mean by that is it's not to hound each other, but it is knowing that every time I swipe my card, my spouse is going to know about it. If you're single, find an accountability partner. Like, that'd be kind of weird, but it's like, hey, I need you to get my credit card notifications or my checking account notifications. But you should do that because I know every time I swipe, the wife is going to know about it and vice versa. So if I go spend something on golf that's not my personal card, I'm going to get questioned and I'm going to say, hey, where's that in the budget? Or if she goes to Target and has a heyday, I'm going to know about it. So it's a great checks and balances for us to remind each other, hey, let's stick to the budget. And then lastly, you can have apps. The apps are great at the end of the month to go back and see what you spent. Otherwise, you have to print out your statements. So the easiest way to do it is download one of these free apps. You link your bank account, and it essentially tells you how much you spend. And it will even put them into categories if you want. Now, you shouldn't need it to do that because you have literally just made the best budget in the world. But the apps are a great time saver, so you never have to do that expense report again. Action step number two. Okay, switch everything to monthly automatic payments, and I mean everything that you can, even things that you can't do automatic payments. Set up automatic payments too. And here's what I mean by that: anything that you can put on your credit card or your debit card, do. We do everything on the credit card, like I said. Trash, internet, utilities, the kids' daycare we can put on our checking account. Literally every column you saw on there, we have tried to put on automatic payments on. Our mortgage is automatically taken out, and we have our cash or our prepaid card automatically loaded at the first of every month. So a third tip, when I say everything, some places won't take credit card. They just won't. You're going to run into that. But you can have, or if, like, let's say you are paying someone else monthly, like a person, like a family member that you have a debt that you need to pay them, you can even set up automatic checks to be written from your bank, and they will mail it to them for free. Most banks will let you do that. So ask about that program. And if they don't have it, switch to a bank that does. Okay? So that's action step number two. Make sure you have the right account set up so you don't have to do it twice because it's a pain in the rear. Now, why are we doing that? We want to eliminate friction. We want to eliminate the times that we swipe. I want it to feel weird for you to swipe your card. Now, action step number three. I know I'm going fast, but you're not going to do any of these steps while you're watching this video. You're going to refer back to this or probably just the instructions and go back and make sure this is all set up, each line item of your budget. But one of the things that you need to do is you need to make sure you have all these accounts set up. The only one that you could maybe argue that you don't want to have set up is maybe you never want to deal with real estate, and that's okay. It is a great way to increase your timeline, but you don't have to have it. Now, with that being said, I do believe you should have a Roth IRA. You should have a traditional IRA. You should have a kids account if you have kids, a custodial or a 529. You should have an emergency fund, which is very high on the budget, and then you should have extra mortgage payments. You can, in fact, set up automatic payments or automatic investing every single month to every single one of these accounts. So if you don't have a financial advisor, go to our website and get one. Ask us for a recommendation, or just go find one. I'm sure you know one. There's tons of them out there. A lot of them are great. You can invest on your own. I would say tread waters carefully. I do some investing on my own, but you need to know what you're doing. I'll just say it that. I'll leave it at that. If you have any questions about it, that's a whole nother 5 hours. There's tons and tons of topics and information on that. So, but each month you can have these actually coming straight from your paycheck. It doesn't have to come out of your bank account. You can set these to go from your paycheck sometimes straight to an accounts that will go into your Roth IRA, your traditional. Every single month, our number, that $1,000 plus more, goes into all these accounts. So ask your financial advisor, ask where you have your home loan of, hey, can I set up an automatic extra $250, $100, $1,000 a month to go to my principal? And they're going to say, oh, yes, here's how you do it. Okay. So here's all the swipey. I said no swipey. Here are the swipey exceptions. There's plenty more than this, but think about on your day-to-day, right? So if you're going out into the workplace and you're living by your budget, this is on your credit card or debit card, opposite of your personal card. You should really only swipe your card for gas, doctor's visits, and parking. Okay, now your kids are going to have ball games. You're going to go to different events, but I'm talking about your day in and day out, your Monday through Friday, right? If you're going to Starbucks, you're going to eat out, you need to be using your personal card. So anything else out of your other budget needs to be things that you just can't account for or prepay. When you can't prepay for gas, maybe you could if you did like the prepaid every month, like the gas station cards. Technically, you could, and that's not a bad idea. Doctor's visits, parking meters, ball games, right? Those fun events that you need to do. But a lot of that you should take out of your date night and spending. So try not to swipe your card. Think about it next time you swipe it, is where is this money coming from? What column is this coming from? All right. Lastly, obviously, I beat it as much as I could with a stick, is change all your bills after you get your new cards. If you don't need new cards, start changing your bills now. It will take about a week usually. It sucks. You only want to do it once, but get everything set up on automatic payments, and I will see you in the next section.